give you example. There's a student known as Harsh Rajput. So during the COVID, when everything was happening online, I got a call from this chap.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't know you, but I want to learn robotics and coding.
Okay.
On the other hand, I can't afford it. My father is a rickshaw puller, and will you be able to help me out giving free of cost?
Yeah.
I said, online hai, let's try. अगर वो इतना passionate है तो try करते हैं.
Which grade was that?
He was in 7th grade then.
Okay.
So we taught him like for 3 odd months, and then 6 months physical training. Because he was so passionate, he compelled us, to do that kind of training.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, right now, he runs a startup known as D2D Youth Story. Incubated in IIT Patna, funded by IIT Patna, and he worked in NASA as well. He was in 11th grade.
11th grade. Yeah.
So just imagine one, thing which is need of an hour, we incubated in him, and where he has gone. So I'm sure a lot of examples will be created.
Will be there. Now you pick this
Yeah.
NASA example. In 2022, our school, one of our schools, the DCM Presidency
Yeah.
School in Ludhiana, was selected as the #1 STEM school in the world by NASA. So again, the problem is there are a lot of platforms available around the world, but our typical schools do not find them.
Awareness. So I'll tell you, when we started this campaign known as Let's Talk Education,
Right.
Where we want to talk about education, और ये 10 दिन की जर्नी स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैंने बोला कि यार I want to start from Ludhiana, my own school, BCM. यार entrepreneurship की ना बात कहीं हो ही नहीं पाएगी, So I called immediately Anirudh sir कि
Right.
I want to host Let's Talk Education.
The school where we are sitting today is probably the only school in India, if not in the world, that is offering entrepreneurship as part of the core curriculum.
I'm sure ये podcast बहुत crazy बन के आने वाला है because of entrepreneurship, the real education I can say, जो कि requirement है इस time पे हमारे country को grow करने की.
Exactly. Yeah.
और किसी स्कूल में जाके entrepreneurship की बात करना is like, डर लगता है. लोग सोचते हैं कि क्या बात कर रहे हैं ये. Today I'm in my own city. जिस सिटी ने सब कुछ दिया, लुधियाना, where I did my schooling, 12th grade तक मैं लुधियाना में रहा हूँ. Before I started my own entrepreneurship journey, and I'm very thankful to this city because जो business entrepreneurship जो मेरे खून में था, इस city की वजह से था. लुधियाना is, always known for industry, known for business, known for entrepreneurship. Fancy word है entrepreneurship, but मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे entrepreneurship आज से 50 साल पहले भी था. If I talk about, entrepreneurs like Ritesh Agarwal, Ola Cabs ka founder, he's from Ludhiana. He has done schooling from Sacred Heart School, Sarabanagar. If I talk about, entrepreneur like, we have an entrepreneur like, I'm not getting the name. If you remember the name, Satpal Mittal. So, founder of Airtel, he started his journey from Ludhiana. He's from Ludhiana. So, बहुत ही, inspiring personalities रही हैं लुधियाना से. And today I'm sitting at a school known as Yes, very close to my heart because इस school के नाम में ही entrepreneur word use होता है. Yes is Young Entrepreneur School by DCM. So I know Mr. Anirudh since 10 years now. He's a great mentor. He's a great personality, inspirational personality. And मुझे उन्होंने जब बताया था ना कि यार I'm starting a school जिसका नाम Yes School है and we are starting in Ludhiana, और मतलब मुझे लगता था कि यार how this man can think of 10 years ahead. ये जो चीज़ें आज हम कर रहे हैं स्कूल में, DCM में, ये स्कूल में, ये 10 साल बाद का फ्यूचर है. एंड इट्स ऑलवेज इम्पॉर्टेंट इफ़ यू अडॉप्ट थिंग्स बिफोर 10 years और 15 years, आप बहुत लोगों की लाइफ चेंज कर सकते हो, आप बहुत लोगों को इंस्पायर कर सकते हो. सो टुडे वी आर गोना कवर स्कूल टूर एज वेल इन दिस स्कूल कि कैसा कैंपस है, क्या हो रहा है. एंड विल कीप दिस पॉडकास्ट इन इंग्लिश सो दैट पीपल कैन अंडरस्टैंड और लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रीच कर सकें. सो हम आज अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटी के साथ हैं जिनको हम मिलवाने वाले हैं आपको इस पॉडकास्ट में. He works under the vision of Mr. Anirudh. So welcome, sir. He's a deputy CEO of the school,
Right.
and working in this campus since 2020. सर ने बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी बताई अपनी, उनसे सुनेंगे how he joined the school COVID के टाइम पे. Let's start it from here, sir.
Right. Yeah, thank you, Akshay. The school where we are sitting today is probably the only school in India, if not in the world, that is offering entrepreneurship as part of the core curriculum. So to start with, because you asked me to start about my journey with DCM, it started during COVID times.
Right.
Back in 2019, I met Dr. Aman Gupta, our CEO, in Chandigarh, and we started our association at that time at the group level. So we had around 6 schools at that time, 6 campuses, and this school was in the process at that time in the construction. So DCM Young Entrepreneur School is the school where I was involved from the very start.
Day one.
The other schools were already there. Obviously, they are all doing wonderful work. It is not that this is the only school where we do good work. Everywhere academic focus is there. In addition to academics, what DCM in general is known for its equal importance given to co-scholastic as well as holistic development of children. So coming to DCM Young Entrepreneur School, in 2022, when we started this school for the first academic session, we faced a lot of questions from parents. What is the school? They did not understand. First, they thought it's like Yes Bank might have started a school or something like that. Because of yes, they were not understanding. When we started telling them it's Young Entrepreneur School, seriously, it's not a joke, but this actually happened. Some parents really came and asked very honest question, like, I want my child to become, in the public sector, a government official, or I want him to become a doctor, or I want her to become an engineer. What would this school do? This is only for people who want to start their own business. So it took us some time to make them understand. Some were convinced, some were not convinced. The year one was a challenge to make people understand that entrepreneurship is not just a subject, but it is a way of life. This is, it's a skill, but we put it like it's a way of life. Like we say with a lot of pride that Hinduism is not a religion, but it's a way of life. So likewise, we coined that term entrepreneurship at DCM, yes, is a way of life. So here our vision was everybody, whether it is a teacher, any staff member, or students, and including our parents, should think like an entrepreneur, should act like an entrepreneur, should learn like an entrepreneur, should deliver like an entrepreneur. So that skill development program, we started back in 2022, where we decided to develop our own curriculum. There is a reason for that. Reason is that a lot of companies are there out there, claiming that they have curriculum, pre-made curriculum, they can do the training and everything. We were in touch with a few of them for sure, but we realized that wouldn't fit, that wouldn't fix our problem, because those were all very superficial. Few activities, maybe once a week or something like that, is not what we wanted. We wanted that every subject, every class from grade 1 onwards would have that entrepreneurship program integrated within the curriculum. So that is how we started. We are into the 3rd year right now. I can say with a lot of confidence that if in case you get a chance to speak to our students, you would see the difference. We have students, we are catering to more than 20,000 students across all branches.
Right.
But if you speak to a student of DCM, yes, you see that confidence level, their understanding about the world, and they are actually, while everybody is speaking about creating a global citizenship, we are actually on the path. We are on it. Our students are on it. And that was achieved just because of this entrepreneurship integration within the curriculum. Right. So I'm very much satisfied, but obviously there are miles to go, but still we are in the right direction. Unlike what we, the first year, what we thought, obviously we have to accept this was an experiment because nobody has done it before. So when my CEO, Dr. Aman Gupta, said initial discussions, these were the backdoor policy discussions. We were initially planning from grade 6. He said, let's start from grade 3 onwards. Or why not from grade 1 onwards? Okay, we'll do it. So the boss is saying. So we started working on the curriculum, game-based. Even grade 1 and 2 children are part of our entrepreneurship curriculum through certain skill development program, game-based program, activities. So we are in the right path.
So I'll tell you, when we started this campaign known as Let's Talk Education,
Right.
where we want to talk about education, और ये 10 दिन की जर्नी स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैंने बोला कि यार आई वांट टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम लुधियाना, माय ओन स्कूल बीसीएम. फिर मैंने कहा यार एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की ना बात कहीं हो ही नहीं पाएगी. That's why I called immediately Anirudh sir कि
Right.
I want to host Let's Talk Education
Program. Yeah.
in DCM only. और मुझे नहीं पता आप कैसे उस दिन अवेलेबल है या नहीं है. I want this should happen here only because entrepreneurship is very close to my heart as well.
Right.
Being an entrepreneur or being a startup founder, हमारे तो खून में है ये entrepreneurship. और किसी स्कूल में जाके entrepreneurship की बात करना is like डर लगता है. लोग सोचते हैं कि क्या बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah. So for example, if you look at the grade, I think CBSE is offering entrepreneurship as a skill subject from senior classes 9th onwards, especially in grade 11 and 12. But if you look at those syllabus and curriculum, it's all theory. Actually, these are all theory based. Now, I have to take you back to year 2020. This school we started in 2022, the first academic session. In 2020, we launched 2 programs. One is TISCON, the Indian Premier School Business Conclave. Now this year again we had the TISCON, the third episode or whatever version happened. This is an online platform where students from grade 6 onwards, under 2 categories, 6 to 8 as a junior category, 9 to 12 as plus senior category, they were getting a platform to come on board and showcase their business acumen, their entrepreneurship skills. In 2020, we started that. And you might not believe, or what I'm saying, the first session, we had judges from the National Stock Exchange, CEOs from big companies. They were the judges coming. They were willing to come. Because this was a wonderful idea. They really wanted to be part of it. They were, willingly coming on. This was an online program. Even now, this TISCON, this business conclave is an online program. And our grade 6 and grade 7 children, without any fear, without any hesitation, they were able to really get into, sometimes these are panel discussions. Sometimes it's like a sort of a argument, or argument in the sense, in a positive sense. Fearlessly, they were able to talk to people, those industry stalwarts of that level. So likewise, we started another program. It's a face-to-face on-campus program. It's called Ideate Fest. So while this TISCON is a business conclave, the other one is actual entrepreneurship, like the Shark Tank kind of thing that you see. This is again all home brewed program, if I can use that word, programs that we curated here, 100% internally, where we invite ideas. In the second, this one happened in 2021, Ideate Fest 2.0, we received 450 ideas.
Amazing.
450 ideas.
From school only.
So from school students. There are no college, not only our students, it is a national level program. We rolled it out international also, because we got a few schools from Singapore, but not otherwise that much. Right. 400 ideas, and per team has a maximum number of students allowed were 3. So on average, let's say 2 students were there. If in case you count that 2 students per team, on average, we were having around 800 to 900 students were participating. Right. So first round is a preliminary round where we were selecting around 70 to 80 ideas into the finale. Right. So this year we have done the 4th Ideate Fest 4.0. The preliminary session was the first week of December. Now around 75 projects are being selected to the finale. That will be happening in the school on campus on 21st of January, 2025. This again, if you have a chance, maybe you might be traveling at that time, but I wish, if in case you can come here. So there is also 20 points dedicated for the prototype. Now we are giving them, instead of having this one day they come, they pitch the idea, they win or they don't win. That is not the idea. Here our idea is not to select winners and say others are losers. Our idea is to groom children. So that is why we have decided to do it in 2 rounds. Preliminary round, we select ideas. All ideas are good,
Right.
but we have some limitation. So 70 best ideas, then they are groomed, and we are giving some hand holding over a period of 30 to 40 days,
Right.
where they can, judges are also involved with them, guide them to improve the idea into a prototype.
Right.
Now prototype carries 20 points at the finale. So that day you have to see how these children will come with amazing ideas.
Right.
Whether it is science related, pollution related, environmentally related, coding,
Yeah.
I don't know what
So
is not.
whatever the
Everything
problem they are solving.
problem they are the main thing. What I am impressed with these programs is that children are identifying the problems. Our issue is that most of the time we do not identify a problem. Only when we identify a problem, we think for a solution.
Right.
So that is happening, and we have given this platform again starting from 2020, and with this school, actually, where the curriculum is also happening. This program, these programs have only strengthened this idea or the vision to groom the citizens of 21st century.
So before 2020, आपकी क्या journey थी? आप क्या कर रहे थे सिर्फ?
Me personally,
Yeah.
so I am by training, I am a scientist.
Okay.
So I did my PhD in biophysics from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne. So I was into hardcore science, where we were, I was manipulating cells and live cells. And I got an opportunity to even work with the Nobel Prize winner, chemistry Nobel Prize winner of 2017,
Yes.
Jacques Dubochet. So I was, at least for 2 years, I worked with him. He developed a technology called cryo-electron microscopy.
Okay.
So if you look back, this COVID vaccine development, it happened in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
Usually traditional vaccine development takes at least 10 years.
Oh.
How we managed to do that is because of this technology. It's called cryo-electron microscopy, that allows scientists or researchers to actually identify the structure of a biological sample, whether it is virus, bacteria, whatever it is, mitochondria, everything, without losing the structural integrity. They are able to freeze the sample and observe.
Right.
And they can do it, what they call it, I'm going a little technical in this,
Yeah.
but it is called cryo-electron tomography. Tomography is that they actually change the angle. In different angle, they shoot images and they reconstruct that. So likewise, that is how the virus is called corona. They knew that its shape is like a crown shaped. That is how the name corona also came. Because of the exact size and the shape, they were able to develop a vaccine in a non-traditional manner.
Right.
So he won a Nobel Prize. So I worked with him in two of my projects. I used to go to his lab. His lab was a neighboring lab. And sometimes during lunch break, there it is very free, professors and everything. He would come to the lab because his student, I was a student, I would be sitting and doing my experiment with his student. So he would come call us, okay guys, summer days they all sit outside because Europe is otherwise cold. Yeah. Summer days they sit outside for lunch. And I still remember few days we were sitting outside under the sun having lunch and everything. So anyway, so I had that kind of a background.
So working as a scientist.
Then I from biophysics, I moved to Canada, McGill University, where I worked in neuroscience.
Right.
So where the idea was to develop some method to cure paralyzed people who are paralyzed, how to rewire the neurons.
Amazing.
So rewiring the neuron within the body is not possible because when you are born, it's only this long from your brain till the toe. Whereas when you're a 6 foot tall individual, it is not possible it is like an elastic. Right. It does not regrow. So our idea was to have some wireless mechanism where chips, we wanted to have pre-synapse and post-synapse, and through wirelessly, these two chips would communicate. This was a project back in 2006 that I was working on it. So, but anyway, the project goal was this, but in order to do that, I was working in a part of the brain, it's called hippocampus. So hippocampus has a lot of lot of importance in early memory development and learning.
Right.
Now, at that time, I was into research development, but right now, when I sit in a school where we talk about the curriculum development, early childhood development.
मैं वही जानना चाहता हूँ कि आपको as a scientist यहाँ पे हायर किया गया as a deputy CEO.
Yeah.
क्या thought process लगता है आपको मिस्टर अनिरुद्ध का?
This is what I'm
क्यों
saying,
ऐसा
that you
आपको
know
क्यों choose किया उन्होंने?
that we have to ask him. But still,
But
I think
what I'm able to
Huh.
understand is, I'll tell you my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong,
No,
please
tell
correct me.
Right.
If he wants to run a vision where he wants to teach entrepreneurship to these young champs, which is need of an hour,
Yeah.
I believe personally. As you mentioned, it's a skill. जैसे कंप्यूटर कंपलसरी है ना लाइफ में, बिना कंप्यूटर के यू कांट ग्रो.
You can.
Similarly, entrepreneurship से you learn a number of skills which can help you in growing in your life, you know.
Yeah.
So मुझे लगता है कि अगर वो किसी कन्वेंशनल इंसान को इस प्रोसेस में लेके आते तो शायद वो कॉन्फिडेंस ही ना बिल्ड हो पाता और वो कैसे आगे रन होता सिस्टम, you know.
So yeah,
कन्विक्शन जो
correct.
पॉइंट है.
Yeah. So if I would guess, I can only guess because I never asked him why did you choose me. I would say the conventional system, we had this discussion earlier also, focuses unfortunately into the rote learning and scoring marks and everything. But we come from a different background. So for example, when I came back to India after around 17 years I spent in Europe and Canada for my studies initially, and some years of work and research. I had my own research grant and everything. When I got back to the class, I told the principal that I would like to enter the class. So I opened the textbook, biology, chemistry textbook. When I read those books, I had a different idea. Because when I take one example, you teach the structure of a cell. A typical biology teacher have only seen the cell, the image printed on a textbook.
That's it. Yeah.
He or she has never actually manipulated a cell. But I did. I have seen that. So people who work in a laboratory doing actually handling those things hands-on practice usually never comes in school domain. They might be in good universities.
Absolutely.
In colleges also they don't do any research. So there, and my realization is that even the high-end research that we are doing, whether it is electron microscopy or whatever nanotechnology what we are doing, these are all the basics are all till grade 12 textbooks. You open the text, basics are there. We learn only the basic level. These are all, even the latest researches are built on these fundamental aspects.
You're touching very good point.
Exactly. But we don't connect the children to that level. So we study one topic, memorize it, write the exam, get 80 out of 80, happy, finished. You ask the topper in a class the next year, let's say grade 7 topper, when he or she reaches grade 8, call them and ask one question that they have scored full marks in the previous year's final exam, they wouldn't be able to answer. This is the reality. Yeah. So that change to that, I believe, he wanted somebody who has expertise in a non-conventional outside the school domain, who can bring in some value. Must have been his thought process. I do not know. Yeah. But anyway, I am enjoying.
How you feel?
This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I said. When I read the textbook, when I enter the classroom, when students do an experiment, I ask them a question. I'll tell you one thing that happened just yesterday. I was just taking a round. Periodic assessments are going on. It's 1 hour. Afterwards, students are doing some experiment classes. So there was a substitution class, and the lab in charge was given substitution. So what he did was, since he's a lab in charge, instead of teaching any subject, he took some kits. We give students STEM kits, right? So he took these kits. It was about teaching children about conductors versus insulators. So they had a bulb, that this typical experiment. There are two, these points, and they connect a metallic, this thing. It, the bulb would glow. Otherwise, it's a wooden piece. It wouldn't. Yeah. So I asked them, everybody's enjoying the experiment. Tongue changing, light is glowing, not glowing. Activity, nice. Yeah. But the problem is often these experiments just end up there as a fun experiment. And learning. They might learn. They would be using this, repeating these terminologies, insulators. Yeah. I asked them a question: why wood is an insulator, whereas this metallic piece, aluminum or something was there, is a conductor? They had just the typical answer printed in the textbook. Because it's a metal, it can conduct electricity. Then just like that, I was not prepared. I did not even know that was happening. I just asked them, is water a conductor? They said, yes. I said, but if you take water, this piece of wood and this metal piece, this wood and the metal piece look identical. They are strong, solid. Whereas this is a loose material, it will flow anywhere, but that conducts electricity, whereas the wood is not conducting electricity. What is the reason? There were hundreds different answers. None of them were correct. I said, I'm not going to tell you the answer. You have to find the answer. Because everything giving this ready-made is not the way. That we don't do here. You find the answer. While I was just about to, they said, okay, sir, we'll do it. I was just exiting the class. One guy said, sir, because they have free ions, free electrons. So grade 6. Okay, I was not expecting the holes and this solid state structure that you learn in BSc or MSc classes, but that much was good. So giving them, you have to, what in neuroscience, what we call it is called cold calling, or you have to challenge a child. So the traditional way of teaching, whether it is a mathematics class, English, science class, is that the teacher would go, give the definition, repeat 3 times, give 2 examples, homework. This is not the way I believe it should be done. Whenever I interact with teachers, what I tell them is that when you are starting a new concept, don't start the concept. Challenge them with a question. It is like the Kaun Banega Crorepati. I still believe my father used to sit and watch. Somebody is making money. I don't know what is his interest, but he still sits and watch, because even an old person, he is 79 now. He enjoys it. Why? Because that challenge, that curiosity to
Whether
know
he know
wins
the
or
answer
not.
or
Yeah,
not.
the answer or not. And he is also, sometimes they ask question, he answers himself. Sometimes it's right. Most of the time it's wrong. Doesn't matter, but he still sits. So what we call, you have to challenge a child with a question. Some of them might answer, some might not answer. But then you explain them the concept. You tell them, if you know this concept, you will be able to answer this. You will be able to address this problem.
Yes.
Then you come to the, instead of going first with the concept definition and then questions, first cold calling or something like that. This is what we call. So because this because this develops a little bit of stress, not too much stress, a little bit of stress actually generates some peptides in our brain that actually gives, that would make you want to learn. You want to learn, and that learning you will never forget.
Curiosity.
Yeah. So that kind of a cold calling or challenging the child with question. So here we don't dictate notes. Teachers are not allowed to dictate notes. There is no dictation of notes. Children make their own notes starting from grade 3 onwards. So the teacher teaches in the class and they highlight the points. Teacher gives the questions but no answers. Answers are highlighted and they will say, okay, in page number 10, second paragraph, line 3, 4, 5, you have the answer. Then the kids write answers. It's a challenge. It is still a challenge for the teachers. Initially, it was teachers were not really willing to do it.
Ecosystem
Because in a class of 30 students, there will be 30 different answers coming. The teacher who is checking the answer, the notebook, it's a challenge for him.
We understand ecosystem. So school is an ecosystem of course, management. First thing. Second is teachers, lower management, if I can call them. Third is students, and then parents. So the whole community.
What we call stakeholders.
Yeah, we call stakeholders. समझ आ गया यहाँ पे मुझे top management का vision. They want to do something which is unconventional. There is no doubt on it, right? And which is need of an hour.
Correct.
अभी नहीं तो 10 साल का तो ये future है. जो ये करा जा रहा है यहाँ पे. Now, if I come to teachers, आपको challenge
is there
हुआ और है अभी.
That I understand the question. That was there from the very beginning, which is still there. The reason is, this is what I tell or my teachers also. We are unfortunately third generation road learners, including you and I.
Yeah.
We were put into a kind of a learning style where we were asked to mug the details, write the exam, get 90% or 100%.
I call this process doing overeating and doing vomiting and coming back.
Exactly. Yeah. We can say that manner also. So we do a lot of training. This is the only way. You do one training and you hope that everything will work.
But वो passion कैसे develop किया आप
So
लोगों ने?
that is a challenge.
अभी भी
But
है वो challenge?
it is there.
Okay.
But it will not, it's not like human
Of course,
mind is like
yeah.
that. Human brain works because we are used to certain way. It is difficult to change. But I would say we have a good number of teachers who are into the system since last 3 years. They are slowly molded into what we want to do. And the new teachers, since when they see their colleagues are doing this manner, they are coming into. And
what about principal?
हाँ, so
मुझे लगता है कि आपकी जगह अगर कोई 30-40 साल एक्सपीरियंस प्रिंसिपल बिठा दिया जाता, तो मिस्टर अनिरुद्ध का जो विजन है वो फ्लो ही ना हो पाता कहीं ना कहीं.
This, because we are in an open forum, that I cannot, say that it is a major challenge, but we are very careful to choose the principals. Because again, the challenge is they have been into the system for
exactly.
25, 30 years into teaching and everything. But we take people, there are a bunch of people who are ready to unlearn and relearn. So we take that kind of people. We are very careful about them and ensure that they understand our vision. And we handhold them, we support them when they face any challenge, we support them. Training is the only way. Training is the only way. And our children are also, because when you handle, there is another thing that I have to tell you this in the open forum. Some teachers, wonderful teachers, doing good job in some of our other branches might not be able to do that here because the student population is different.
Mindset is different.
Because of the curriculum we are giving them. Twice a week they have entrepreneurship. We also have an aerospace experiential learning center. So where that also is a program. Again, it's not just a center where they go do some activities. The entire curriculum, there is a dedicated curriculum for this AELC, we call it Aerospace Experiential Learning Center, is connected to the physics and mathematics concepts they study in the classroom. Grade 7 has that map to their curriculum, grade 8 to their level. So that basically whatever we do here in this campus, they are all learning reinforcement programs.
I guess
core academic.
Third phase जो है बच्चे उनके लिए कोई challenge नहीं आता होगा because they must be loving this kind of curriculum because
exactly because there are challenge hands-on. They enjoy this. And the thing is that they ask questions, which sometimes traditional teachers not necessarily every time they appreciate it. So they ask questions, they are confident, they get up and ask any type of questions, and we are preparing our teachers. So again, I wouldn't claim that we are 100% we are there, but we are almost there. And training.
Because anyways we are dealing with this Gen Z and Alpha generation crowd, right? So and they want such kind of skills to be learned because they know what is happening outside the world and what is happening outside the school and outside their city as well.
Exactly.
Due to internet and due to the social media as well.
So what we do here is we have a direct collaboration with Innovation Mission Punjab. Then TIE program, you must have heard about TIE Chandigarh. So TIE, after talking to us, they even started a TIE chapter in Ludhiana. This is actually in process. So TIE industry experts through TIE and Innovation Mission Punjab officials, they come here, they interact with our students directly. They conduct certain sessions. From last year, the entire India, there was a TIE global competition that held in Hyderabad. So the Chandigarh chapter had only one winner. That winner was from our school. He was a grade 7 child last year. Now he's in grade 8. He's only this big. So he was competing at the global level through our program. So we give students. I cannot say that in a class of 30, all 30 would have that. But everybody is getting the opportunity. Everybody is hearing. Everybody is going through the same process. But out of this total number of, let's say 30 in a particular classroom, 15 to 20 are coming the way we are, originally planned them to.
I can understand, I'll give you example. There's a student known as Harsh Rajput. So during the COVID, when everything was happening online, I got a call from this chap. Sir, I don't know you, but I want to learn robotics and coding.
Okay.
On the other hand, I can't afford it. My father is a rickshaw puller, and will you be able to help me out giving free of cost? I said online hai, let's try. Agar wo itna passionate hai to try karte.
Which grade was that?
He was in 7th grade that time. So we taught him like for 3 odd months, and then 6 months physical training. Because he was so passionate, he compelled us, to do that kind of training.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, right now, he runs a startup known as D2D Youth Story, incubated in IIT Patna, funded by IIT Patna, and he worked in NASA as well.
Right.
He's just in 11. He was in 11th grade.
11th
last year.
grade. Yeah.
So just imagine one, thing which is need of an hour. We incubated in him, and where he has gone. So I'm sure a lot of examples will be created.
Will be
from
there.
this
Now
school as
you
well.
pick this NASA example. In 2022, our school, one of our schools, the DCM Presidency School in Ludhiana, was selected as the #1 STEM school in the world by NASA. So again, the problem is there are a lot of platforms available around the world, but our typical schools do not find them. Awareness is an issue. So we need educators who are passionate, as you rightly said, who look for these opportunities and bring those opportunities to the children. It is only a matter of connecting the children. The NASA is sitting in US, and you have the right educator connecting NASA with these students. They will do it. Our students they were all from Ludhiana. They participated. They won. It was a Mars, rover challenge. They had to design a vehicle, Mars, mission vehicle.
That's a difference I can call in the mindset. First thing. Second is awareness. Third thing, I believe people here in school don't believe in collaborations. They always believe in competition. So being an entrepreneur, so we started this venture with 20,000, and now we are a 60 crore company. Started from scratch. We are non-funded company, never raised an investment. Why this journey is growing? Because of collaboration. So when I call about collaboration, if I want to do something in Hyderabad, I just post on my Instagram that I am entrepreneur doing this. Anyone wants to collaborate and host in your city. A lot of entrepreneurs come together and host this way. This is a kind of collaboration.
That is in a school you wouldn't see it. You rightly said it. Now this collaboration aspect, it's very important. Collaboration, effective communication, and presentation skills, and ideation. These are the important things. Now, what we do, we design certain games in grade 1 and 2. Because think about a 6-year-old child who's sitting in grade 1. They would never want to collaborate. In a class of 30, again, I'm saying, usually in this particular school, the strength is between 25, 28, in that range. Child A will find, out of these 25 kids, would find one friend. He or she would be willing to share everything with that friend, right? Anyone else touches his bag, pencil, they complain. That is the age group, right? He is touching or she is touching my bag, ma'am. This is the... Here the curriculum is designed because they also have entrepreneurship. How to improve that collaborative mindset at that younger age. So for that, what we do is we give them a project, year-end project. So grade 1 and 2 has only a single project. Third onwards, projects differ. They make little groups. So 6 students have one project, another 6 has like this. 6th onwards, we don't give any project. Children, we run them through the process, and they develop their own idea and project. Now coming back to grade 1 and 2. Let's say it's a toy car. So we tell them, the teacher would tell them in the month of April, now at the end of the session, when we go through the entire this process, we are going to make one toy car. Now the teacher would ask, Akshay would bring a design. So might be a blue color car. Design might be looking like BMW.
Right.
So I am another student in the same class. I might bring a red color car. Design might be like Alfa Romeo, I don't know, whatever, Lamborghini, something like that. Now, think about a 6-year-old child. You want your color, your design to be accepted by the teacher, right? To impress the teacher. I would want mine.
And the team as well.
Yes. So at the end of the year, they design only one car in which they probably pick your design and my color. And the teacher would explain to them why we finally chose this, because this design was chosen because of these reasons. This color was chosen because of these reasons. So through this process, instead of asking them collaborate, they will not understand. You have to run them through a process. Through this process, children actually learn the importance of collaboration. Wow, we designed a car with his idea and her idea and someone else's idea, and the teacher's role is a facilitator. We don't call teachers here educators or facilitator. So teacher facilitates them from a very young age. We have to make them go through this process, then only they will be able to.
So you being a scientist maybe understand my theory. So I believe kids are like blank hard disk. So whatever data you want to store, it should happen from the very early age.
Very young age. This is where I was connecting to that hippocampus part I was telling I was working with. Hippocampus is a small part in the base of your brain. Memory, early memory development, learning, fear, everything happens, pain, all the everything happens in the adjacent areas. This is the reason why what we studied is that a child who learns multiple languages till the age of 10, I personally know that kids who can, they have a German mother and French father, and no English, right? And maybe when the husband and wife met, they did not speak the other language, so they were communicating in English. So the couple speaks in English, but the mother speaks to the child in German, father speaks to the child in French. In a common, around their dining table, the child will have no problem to switch to the language. German without any mix, French, German, French, and if the third person is there, she can also speak English. I've seen this. So what the neuroscience results show is that a child can learn up to 7 languages till the age of 10. If we do that, if we make the children go through that process, the hippocampus will be divided into 7 subparts. There is no overwriting. So a little part for German, little part for French, little part for Punjabi, little part for whatever language they learn. Now, even if the child do not use this language for many years, when they get back after several years, there will be no problem with it. Takes maximum few weeks until the child will be able to speak like a native speaker. Why? Because that is never overwritten. That part is there. The German part is registered in your hippocampus. So this is very important. We talk about this Bloom's taxonomy and everything about the top part. We unfortunately we focus on that top pyramid, that small part. But you cannot forget the base. The base is the memory development.
I'm feeling jealous. मैं लुधियाना में पला बड़ा, मैं क्यों इस एरा में बोर्न नहीं हुआ जहाँ पे people like you at least having a progressive mindset, that's how growth is gonna happen. Still I believe हमने जो अभी achieve किया है इतने सालों में, it's a 10-year-old journey. मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं अगर if I've been through this process or this system जो it took 10 years to achieve, maybe I've achieved in 3 or 4
probably
years
would have. Yeah, exactly. So as you rightly said, we are doing something that everyone else might be venturing into in the next 10 years. So we started early, and now when we are almost at the end of the 3rd academic session, I can tell you with a lot of confidence, yes, we are in the in the right direction. This is the right thing to do, and we are doing it right. Obviously, there are a lot of rooms for improvement, but we are doing it in the right manner. And again, anybody who is planning to do this, just doing it as a subject superficially will not help. It has to be very well, thoughtfully integrated within the core academic curriculum.
So मेरे genes में ये business तो खैर लुधियाना से था ही, but इसको polish किया चितकारा यूनिवर्सिटी ने. हम निम्ना
okay, right.
So Mohit sir is like my mentor as well, small investor in my company as well, and he always boosted me, like a younger brother. अक्षय ये करना है, अब next ये करना है. Whenever I discuss a plan with him, तो इतना motivation देता ना कि यार crazy है, करते हैं इसको. This is how things evolve. यही अगर मुझे स्कूल ने दिया होता तो शायद मैं प्राउडली ये ना बोलता कि I'm alumni चितकारा यूनिवर्सिटी, में बोलता I'm alumni VCM school. That's a difference which I've created. Though I've spent maximum year of my life in school, 15 years in schools, and just 4 years in university.
Correct.
But still I give my credit to university, though मेरी foundation जो है स्कूल ने बनाई है कहीं.
Correct.
So यही मैं change करना चाहता हूँ through this podcast, and while spending 15 years in schools, why a student is gonna give credit to a school, because इसमें बच्चों को या पेरेंट्स को बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है, स्कूल को बदलने की जरूरत है. द रियल एजुकेशन. सो आई एम वेरी एंजॉयिंग दिस पॉडकास्ट, और मुझे लगता है पॉडकास्ट हम 2 घंटे भी कर सकते हैं, बट बिकॉज ऑडियंस जो है ना वो बहुत कम टाइम में हम कुछ डिलीवर करना चाहते हैं. सो लास्ट क्वेश्चन व्हिच केम इन माय माइंड व्हाइल डिस्कसिंग थिंग्स ऑन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप विद यू. Schools in Ludhiana, for example, 20 schools come up to you that they want to implement the same curriculum in their campuses, and we are open for it. So will you help them?
We will definitely help them. It's not about the school, it's about the future generation.
Absolutely.
The children sitting in any of the schools, anywhere,
Mm.
whether it is in Ludhiana or in Hyderabad, wherever, any school, they are going to be the future leaders. And the future is uncertain as of now. So today in the Tribune, in the newspaper, there was some, the editorial, that center page, there was an article. AI is not any longer nice to have, it is a must have.
Yeah.
And the society is not ready, especially India is not ready. I do not know how it is in the Western world, but anyway, education in general, even in the developed countries, are quite traditional even now. So entrepreneurship, technology, that is the need of the hour. So it is not about the school or any competitive mindset. If a school would approach us, we would be very much willing to support, because those
Future
children who are
generation.
sitting there, the future generation is sitting, whether it is in our classrooms or some other school's classroom. So we are open for that. We are willing to conduct training sessions, and definitely the answer is yes.
So-
we will do it for the future generation.
आपके जैसे पैशनेट और प्रोग्रेसिव माइंड्स कहाँ से लेके आए हम अपने कंट्री में? कैसे डेवलप करें इसको?
हाँ, again, world has
Adoption
become,
बहुत मुश्किल होती है
Yeah,
सर,
yeah,
जो
yeah.
आप लोग कर रहे हैं अभी सिटी में बैठ के.
yeah,
मस्ट बी इफ आई टॉक अबाउट बॉम्बे और बैंगलोर, आप शायद ऐसा स्कूल एक बॉम्बे बैंगलोर में खोलेंगे तो आपको अडॉप्शन बहुत जल्दी मिल जाएगी बिकॉज
this is
ऑफ
what we think. But
mindset.
no, but this is the, again, this is a mindset, but it is actually not true, I would
Yes.
say. I interacted with school leaders, or even these companies who go to different schools in Mumbai, Bangalore. They come here also, and they say that, I mean, what we are thinking, it's even this
Opposite.
level, even that, those guys are not able to do it. So it's a mindset. Again, the problem is the traditional education system versus progressive education system. Progressive is not just adding these buzzwords and doing things superficially. Progressive education is actually doing on ground, like the way we have done it. Anything you want to do, whether it is art integration, entrepreneurship into the core curriculum, it has to be ingrained within the core curriculum. Otherwise, this will always be a good to have. And they would conduct few sessions, give some marks or credits in the report card, finished. Child will not learn anything. Right? So definitely, I think this is the way forward. And we are starting a new campus in Chandigarh, Dasan Brown Experiential Learning School. You might have heard about it. So here,
Near Chandigarh.
in Chandigarh and Tri-City, in Panchkula, MDC, Sector 6. While here, entrepreneurship is the thread that connects every department, every subject here. Stream is the thread that is connecting, because experiential learning is very much important. The way I was telling you yesterday in that classroom,
This is
about
what-
conductors.
This is what our company do.
Yeah,
hands-on
exactly.
practice,
So stream is integrated there, among all the subjects. Whether the child goes and plays sports, it will not be just a sports master, just teach them how to bowl, but he should also have basic physics knowledge about how off spin works.
Velocity, spin.
How Shane Warne, when he does his leg spin, how the ball turns, what is the physics behind it? When a soccer player kicks the ball, how the ball goes in an angle and immediately it turns.
Right.
So there is physics. So we do the curriculum in that manner, so that anything they do, music, sports, anything in the campus, there will be a learning.
Right.
So that is what we are doing.
रुकने का मन नहीं कर रहा, but due to time constraint, of course, we have to stop this here. And thank you so much for hosting us.
It's
and
always a pleasure.
I'm sure ये podcast बहुत crazy बन के आने वाला है because of entrepreneurship, the real education I can say, जो कि requirement है इस time पे हमारे country को grow करने के लिए.
Exactly. Yeah.
So looking forward, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
again.
you very much. Thank you.